Greetings, brothers and sisters in Jesus Christ. I'm going to prophecy right now. I'm going to bring up prophecy from the Bible, and I'm going to add some color to it in our current times. Look how good God's creation is. So Jesus said, many will be seeing, but not perceiving. Many will be hearing, but not understanding. And he's talking to the religious leaders, and he's saying now the scroll from Isaiah is fulfilled. And he was telling the religious leaders that you killed the prophets that God sent you, and you're going to kill me. And so they weren't perceiving. They weren't understanding. They thought they could see, but they were blind. They thought they could hear, but they couldn't understand. And so Jesus also warns us that he is our only teacher in Matthew 23, a warning against hypocrisy. Everyone else is slightly blind, basically. So you have these mega church pastors following the Pope, saying that God willed all these different religions and all these different sexualities. And so they are blind, and they are not understanding that they are blaspheming the name of the Lord and his word. And we see that Jesus healed over 40 people, and they were the ones who were able to see, and they were the ones who were able to hear. If you look at it, they came by faith, and Jesus came to rescue the lost. So the religious leaders were the intellectuals who understood the word, or they didn't understand the word. They just had it memorized. They didn't understand the deeper meanings of it. When you see Jesus talking to Nicodemus, he said, you must be born again. He said, you don't even know, you don't understand it. He said in other places, you're worried about the outside of your cup while the inside of your cup is rotting away. So the prophecy that I'm going to add color to is that the apostasy, the falling away, is accelerating right now, and you're going to have other people rise up and speak against it and say, no, God did not will all that. And so let's go to some more in Isaiah. In Isaiah 35, it says, then the eyes will be opened, the mute will hear, the lame will leap, the mute will shout, water will gush in the desert. And this is 700 years beforehand. So let's look at Isaiah's commission. He's not a church leader. He's somebody that God raised up 700 years before Christ, took him up to the Holy of Holies, and then we can see him give a picture of who Jesus Christ is, so that we can see that this is God in the flesh. This is proof of it. We see Peter and we see Paul take it back to the Old Testament all the time in their letters to show us that we're not following cleverly devised fables. We're following word, and that to sanctify thyself in truth. So we know what the truth is, and we can speak the truth forth and let it do its work. And so what else do we see in Isaiah? We see him, Isaiah 7:14 talks about born of a virgin. We see Isaiah 40 verse 3 say, speaking about John the Baptist, that there's going to be one crying out in the wilderness saying, make straight the path for the way of the Lord. So we see so much in Isaiah 52 and 53 that he's going to fulfill, and it shows us a perfect picture of Jesus Christ. Also, Isaiah talks a lot about judgment and end times prophecies too, that I haven't really got into. But Isaiah 29 says that these people draw near to me with their mouths and honor me with their lips, but with their hearts are far from me. Their worship of me is but rules taught by men. Therefore I will confound these people with wonder upon wonder. The wisdom of the wise will perish, and the intelligence of the intelligent will be hidden. So we also see on the other side that God saves people. Like ISIS people are now following Jesus Christ, and we see LGBTQ people saying that they've been rescued and they've given up those rights. God transformed me from a drug trafficker and a prisoner to an author of over 77 books. So these are the people that have actually had like the spiritual born again experience. And they are the ones that are seeing and hearing his voice, while the megachurch pastors are turning away from the truth and profaning living in a lie. They're profaning the truth that is God's Son in the flesh, born of a virgin. God also shows us that he didn't will all these different religions. With the Gospel of John, that's written to dispute early Gnostic religion that is essentially the serpent that Jesus beat at the cross, slithering right up into that fake religion to dispute what Jesus did. You see sorcery out of there. You see pharmakia out of there. You see everything that's universe related. And if you look at what the Pope's document says, it says human fraternity coexist, besides the blasphemy that he that he did all that. So let's look at Revelation and how Satan was kicked out of heaven. And then let's look at Ezekiel and see that he wanted to have more power, and he wanted to lead the congregation. So that's the problem here, is people want influence and they want popularity, and they're afraid to offend people, so they're all following in line with the lie. So don't fall in line with the lie. Preach his word, stand on his word. It tells us, God's word tells us that it does its work and it doesn't come back void. God bless you guys.